welcome to the Nintendo Ninja Show, episode 2. We've finally gotten around to it. I believe our last episode was, must have been 6 weeks or a couple months ago. And it ran for half an hour. We showed a lot of gameplay footage and things like that. And that was still quite experimental. And we weren't too sure what we were supposed to do with that. So I've moved the camera back a little bit, and I'm not too sure if people will like the background or my faces are fairly smaller. This is a big mic sort of thing, but you know, I think it works. I think it works okay. So a lot of things have happened for Nintendo Ninja News. We've hit 20,000 views, which is great. We're nearly pushing towards 21,000, and we've also let me think. Nearly 100 subscribers. So we're at 95, and I think, last week we were at 85, 86 subscribers. So it's nice to see people joining up and subscribing to that sort of thing. So that's great. And I'm just looking at what we need to chat about today. So I've got a few things, I guess. And I guess it's been fun doing Nintendo Ninja News. The last month or two, we've interviewed a couple people, which was great. That went well, and we've been doing the Twilight Princess. That is the wrong game, Chris. This is the correct game. Twilight Princess HD was released in the last couple of weeks. It's a great game. If you've never played it before, you should pick it up for the Wii U. It looks glorious in HD, as the packet says. And of course it comes with the Wolf-Link amiibo, which looks absolutely stunning. I never thought that something like this would happen, or an amiibo like that. But it's a fantastic little piece of merchandise amiibos for people to see. And we've been doing... We don't call it sort of gameplay or a let's play. We call it Nintendo Ninja Journeys. We decided on this name. And a journey it's not really a guide to go through the game, because A, I'm not very good at them, and B, it's more about showing off the story and just having a bit of fun along the way. So I may commentate about the game a little bit, or, say some funny things and sort of take the piss out of the storyline and sort of almost interacting and talking to the characters in the storyline, especially with Twilight Princess, my frustrations with the monkeys and the other characters and sort of being this sort of reluctant hero sort of thing. So I think we try to do that. I know the audio, my sound audio in it has been a little bit funny, but I think that we've sort of addressed it now, which is okay. But, I think that hopefully people will enjoy it. There's definitely periods where it goes quiet, and yes, I do have a couple game overs in it, but we just let that record and put that up, because it shows that I'm not a perfect gamer, and I will mess up and I will get a bit upset about it, which is a bit of a shame. Now, I catched up, actually, this is one of my new mugs today, which is very beautiful. Legend of Zelda, $15 at EB Games. That is not a sponsorship, by the way. They've just been selling a lot of cool little mugs and that, especially with Pokemon, and it's been fun. This has got milk in it at the moment, so I'm having a bit of a protein boost for tonight. That does taste really nice, doesn't it? So you can tell, I think the big difference between the Ninja News show and my news bulletins that go for 2 minutes is that I'm normally very quick with the information, things like that, and I keep it very short and sweet, where this, I can go on a little bit and just talk about stuff, which is great. It's really good. It's really, really fun. So I'm very happy about that. Now, been a little bit ill the last couple of days, just funny sore throat, and I think it's just been the change of the seasons, hay fever, and the temperature has dropped here a lot in Canberra the last week or so. So that's why I've been feeling a bit funny. But I saw one of our ninja staff or our ninja team members who helps out with advice and someone to bounce ideas off, and he knows who he is. But he got me this very late birthday present, which is a few months ago now. So it's sort of my present for my 30th and a half birthday, and it's this Legend of Zelda card playing thing, which is beautiful, and got the Joker, which is obviously Tingle. They're really soft too, and you got the Master Sword, which is beautiful, and you got some of these things, which is, I'm not going to go through them all, but you can tell they feel so good in the hands too. A lot of people forget too that before Nintendo did video games, this is what they did during the first 70 years as a company, since 1889, was doing these sort of things, was playing cards. So they really know how to do playing cards very well, and which is great. And these are lovely cards that he gave me. I'm very, very happy about them, and they will sit somewhere very nicely, I believe, on my shelf over there in the corner, which no one can see at the moment. So obviously the King is Ganondorf, Zelda. Oh no, fuck. Yep, that is Zelda. And Link is Jack, which is very, very cool. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm very happy. Let me just put these cards together. So yeah, it was good to sort of catch up with him and talk about stuff and what we got planned, and we're trying to keep going with the Ninja Show, and obviously some ideas that we were working on, and we can't reveal them as of yet, but it all depends on our budget, which we have none. We got the grant of $1,000 last year, but we obviously spent it on a camera and a laptop and a microphone and some promotional money for Facebook and what else? And the game capture card, which obviously has been used extensively with Twilight Princess, and obviously many other games. But we so pretty much the $1,000 has been mostly spent. So we've got to find out ways of how can we keep on, well, not really make money, but just sort of allocate some budgets, I guess, for my own personal, to do other cool things in the future. So that's always the hard thing about it. It's nice. This is almost too relaxed, this video show, isn't it? Now, the other piece of news, which is basically since yesterday and today, I've been playing this the whole time. Pocket, which is like Tekken. Pocket Tournament is an amazing game. I'm not a really big fan of the fighting genre stuff, and I was very surprised at how good it is. I've only played Pikachu in the game. Oh, no, that's a lie. I've played some of the other characters in the demo, but not in the full version. But I've been really happy about it. It's like a Pokemon Stadium without the turn-based stuff. And there's been a lot of cool things in this game about it. I'm extremely happy about it. It's a great game. It's definitely worth the $80, I think. Do I like it more than Smash Brothers or other fighting games? I think I kind of do, because... Oops, sorry. It's a late night. And no, I think I like it better because the animations is more fun. I probably play it better than I probably play better in this game than I do in Smash Brothers. And hopefully the community that does grow from it is... compared to Smash Brothers, is a little more friendlier and more inclusive of people now. Because I haven't had great experiences with the Smash Brothers communities, local-wise and international-wise, sadly. So, now, I think that is virtually the main stuff that we've been doing at Nintendo Ninja News. Has been great. It's been a lot of fun. And but for now, we will be cutting to a little break, and then we're going to be showing you some Star Fox 64 gameplay. I think just the first level, just to show you what it's like on the Wii U and what it's like, because Star Fox is coming out next month on April the 23rd. I believe that's worldwide. Correct me if I'm wrong. But great to see Star Fox Zero coming out, and Star Fox 64 too. That's going to be really good to see. So good stuff happening from there. That's all I've got for now. But here is Star Fox 64 for the Wii U, out right now.
Corneria, fourth planet of the Lylat system. The evil Andross turned this once thriving system into a wasteland of near extinction. General Pepper of the Cornerian army was successful in exiling this maniacal scientist to the barren, deserted planet Venom. 5 years later, General Pepper noticed strange activity coming from Venom. James McCloud, Pigma Dangar, and Peppy Hare of the Star Fox team were sent to investigate. Upon their arrival, Pigma betrayed the team, and James and Peppy were captured by Andross. Peppy barely escaped Venom and returned home to tell James' son, Fox, about his father's fate. A few years have passed. Andross has again invaded the Lylat system. General Pepper has turned to a new Star Fox team, headed by Fox McCloud, to save Corneria and free the Lylat system once again.
It's about time you showed up, Fox. You're the only hope for our world.
I'll do my best. Andross won't have his way with me.
Good luck.
Open the wing. Check your G-diffuser system.
Falco here. I'm fine.
This is Peppy. All systems go.
Flippy here. I'm okay.
I see him up ahead. Let's rock and roll. Get back here! Slippy, walk out! Smokey on your tail!
Whoa! Help me! Thanks, Fox. I thought they had me.
We're entering Corneria City now.
This is horrible.
Everybody stay alert! You've got an enemy on your tail! Use the brake! I'll take this one. Get the one behind me. Something's wrong with the G-diffuser. Use the boost to take. I guess I should be thankful. Do a barrel roll.
pretty smooth flying, Fox. Try a somersault.
Enemy robot, dead ahead.
Let's go. All range mode. Ah, so this is Star Fox. I'm going to crush you.
Enemy shield analyzed.
No. Aim for his back. I will not be defeated by this. No! You annoying little flies. I will not be defeated by this worm. You annoying little flies. Dang, I'm hit! I will not be defeated by this worm. No! I will not be defeated by this worm. You annoying little fly. No! I will not be defeated by this worm. You annoying little... My Emperor! I failed you! We're heading out. All aircraft report.
You did it! I was worried for a moment.
You're becoming more like your father. I'm fine. You okay over there, Fox?
Welcome back to the Nintendo Ninja News Show, Episode 2. What you just did see with Star Fox 64 was the absolute worst performance that you'll ever see me do in a Star Fox game. I played that blindfolded on the Wii U Pro controller, had zero idea what the controls were. I knew how to move and how to shoot, but I couldn't do a barrel roll. I couldn't do much. I was starting to use it towards the end. I nearly died, but I got through the first level. I think I need to read the manual before I do that again. So, that little cough is still there. It's annoying, isn't it? The dealing with hay fever is not fun. So instead of me blabbing over, as you can see, the question box is here. That means it's the Q&A time, which really no one has really bloody got into. Seriously, I've asked 2 or 3 people, and they're just like, it's you know, sometimes it's hard to get stuff done sometimes. That's why I host the show by myself, because no offense to other people, but if I tried to get other people to do news articles or news videos, nothing would get done. So it's just a fact of life. So let's have a look at this and see what will happen. So the first question, and I'm watching a black cat coming along me. So if during these questions a black cat does jump on me, there's nothing I can do. I could re-record this, but you know what? It's live, and we're just gonna deal with it. Okay? So there's a very hard question here and a very easy question. Well, not quite an easy question. There's only 2 questions. This is for dramatical, purposes. And it is... had to be the hard question first, didn't it? So, yes, one of our good friends, Joel, has asked us... I just put dot notes so I can remember what the question is. How can Nintendo get back the third-party dev teams and developer studios and that? Oh, the black cats just ran out of the room, which is great. This is such a hard question because the damage that Nintendo has done has been over 20 years. To keep it as short as sweet, you need to produce a console that is easy to port, the same architect design as the PS4 and Xbox One. You need to make sure that the documentations and the tools to use to do the porting of these games must be as easy and as clear to understand as possible. It should just, well, not as easy as a copy and a paste, but should be as easy as possible. I also think that Nintendo needs to offer up a bit of cash to some developing teams. Because I think after a couple decades of issues and problems, I think they need to offer some fairly good incentives for them to do that. So I think the 2 keys is making sure you have a powerful enough console that can do the games that these dev teams want, and you also need to make sure that the console sells. Now, a lot of people didn't port over the games to the Wii U because it did not sell. It only sold 12.6 million units as we speak. So that's really the nutshell of it. It's a simple answer, but to do that and to achieve it is very complex and very hard. The negotiations, it's going to be very hard. And that's going to be the problem of it is what can Nintendo do to get this right. It's going to be very hard. I don't think it's going to happen overnight, but I think that over time they can try and work some deals out. Maybe fund some money to get certain old franchises together, like Bayonetta 2. So there's some options there, but it's going to be quite hard. So we'll see what will happen with that. Been really into my milk tonight. I don't know why. It's just nice and cold and just been one of those days. So, got the first question done. We got the next question. Hey. What do we got? From Rashane, one of our other, well, not other, he's one of our staff members. He does a fair bit of promoting for us, which is always very useful and handy. And he says, do I believe that the Wii U productions has ended? There was a rumor that the productions of the Wii U units and consoles were ending. Nintendo denied it. It was from the Nikkei, the Japanese website, who has in the past has gotten some rumors dead on right and 1 or 2 completely wrong. So they probably have the best track record when it comes to Nintendo. Now, I think my feeling is that they haven't finished productions of the Wii U, but I will say if the NX console comes out at the end of this year, as a lot of people are predicting, and I am, I'm going to put my $10 bet on that. I would say that productions will start to wind up at the end of 2016 or the first half of 2017. I think they just want to get rid of the Wii U as quickly as they can and hope to God, or hope to everything, that that this new console will work out better for them. So that's what I think. I think productions will end at the end of this year or the first half of next year. Maybe the second half of 2017, but that's just my feeling. It's not official or anything. So those two questions are done. And what else is there to talk about? Well, I don't know, but I think we're going to talk about a little bit of networking stuff. Because it's one of our goals. It's one of our goals. Basically, we had a bit of a networking system last year with different Facebook groups. And it was a little topsy-turvy. And it sort of worked, but it was hard with the negotiations of that and working out those issues. So what we're thinking of doing now is going around to YouTube channels and sort of exchanging info and things like that. So we've been looking at YouTube channels like The Gig Guru, who's hosted by Bobby, and he does a really great job with that, and he does some cool things with the podcast stuff. And we thought about doing a podcast show ourselves. We originally were an audio podcast show, but we felt it wasn't really good, and we also felt that doing that hour podcast show on YouTube probably wouldn't be that great because everyone else is doing the same thing, and that's one of the problems about just trying to do the same thing as everyone else, because there's more famous YouTube channels that do that sort of podcast sort of thing where you get the video chat and everyone's talking for an hour or two about stuff, and probably people will do it better than I could, or the people that I could find around in Canberra or Australia or worldwide. So that's why we try to do different things. We do the 2-minute news bulletins. We try to do the journeys, which is not really a guide, but it's a little bit of muck around fun. We do a little bit of unboxing from time to time, but something like the Ninja Show, which isn't streamed or live. That's because Australian internet's very bad. That's why we have the very strict 2-minute shows, which doesn't really show off much of my personality. I know that some people go, "Oh, you should have the sense of humor and things like that." And I'm like, it's in your fucking news bulletin. No one wants to know my sense of humor, and that's why we don't have an intro and an outro and a green screen, all that sort of thing. This is good enough, because it would take so long to put together the video. By the time I pushed it out, everyone else's videos will be up, and everyone would know what the news is. So that's why we try to push out things quickly. And we have a good camera, we have a good mic, we have a good setup, and the production is good enough for people to get the news and understand and enjoy it. And that's why we have the Ninja News Show, where we have a bit of gameplay, a bit of Q&A, and a bit of chatter at the beginning and things like that, and talk about it. And I have tried to keep it to 30 minutes, and it's now fucking gone over 30 minutes, so I don't know. People are going to be saying, "Oh, you should keep it under half an hour, or 20 minutes, or 10 minutes." But, this is my only time where I can actually have a bit of a personality. Instead of sort of going, "Welcome to Nintendo Ninja News. In this news today, a Pokemon 2DS has been released, and a new amiibo is arriving on March the 25th, and make sure that you get that soon, and we'll see you next time." So it's my only time to sort of actually be a bit honest with the people and that. And unless I do an opinion sort of rant for 8-10 minutes, like the one that I talked about in the NX, or my wish list, which was pretty good. So we've looked at the Gig Guru, which is pretty cool, and we've looked at a couple other YouTube channels. We haven't explored too much in terms of the smaller type YouTube channels. Obviously, no one with 1 million subscribers is ever going to look at us. We don't have many views compared to them, and we have next to no subscribers. So that's the tough thing. But we are looking at talking to YouTube channels, maybe do a bit of cross promotion and things like that, and also to maybe doing a little interview. 5 or probably 10 minutes, and we put that on the Ninja News Show, and we get people to watch it and things like that. So it's our sort of our take two of networking with people now. And our views are doing really well. We're doing really great. We get an average of 100. Sometimes we get 200 to 400 views a day, which is crazy. And we've done so well in the last 3 months, and that's a big thanks to everyone here. So, as we try to wrap up the show, I say that we've got to be very happy with what we've achieved and what we've done. Our next show, we'll try to continue with the Q&As. I don't know how this is going to happen. If anyone sorry, I just had a couple cats just run in here. So you can tell this is all particularly live in a way. It's not sort of, you know, I don't just record this and then just cut things out and that. It's pretty much we're just running the one take here, which is a bit crazy, but it's the way I like things. So I'm finishing this Ninja News show right now. So for next episode, we'll talk about other stuff. We'll probably talk more about Star Fox Zero. Try to get a bit of news out, but who knows what will happen by the next show. It could happen in the next month. It might happen in the next week or two. You never know. But do send us some questions in. Do comment on our video show and tell us what you think. Would you like some more gameplay footage, or a little longer, a little shorter? We can't do really any shorter than 5 minutes because it's really hard to do gameplay stuff that's really short. Even a Mario Kart race will go for 3, 4, 5 minutes. So do ask us some questions, suggest us ideas for segments and things like that. Do you like the half-an-hour show? I think that's really the bare minimum we can do, because it allows me to talk about stuff from life and Nintendo and things like that. So that is all for our show. That's all I'm going to go for now. This has been the Nintendo Ninja News show. I hope you've enjoyed it, and do suggest ideas for us. And we've done over 185 videos, so we've been very busy this year. And this year's going to be a big year. Going to be a big year for Nintendo. That's all for us at the Ninja News show, and we'll see you next time. Bye.